Then once the Elliott wave is finished, on the fifth impulse wave, there's always a correction. When the market turns its side or reverses, we get an A wave, and we get a B wave.
Bullsfinance.com.
Well, good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. So the topic today, it's the Elliott Wave Theory. There was a scientist named, I don't know, something like Nelson Elliott. So he discovered that the market movements, they were in some sort of fractals and waves. You know these movements, you have seen this so many times in the market. So he devised this wave theory in which he suggested that the market movements can be predicted and they move in the same waves, same fractal waves, and they can be predicted by markets using market psychology and different things. So we're gonna jump straight into the theory first, like what is wave and what are the Elliott wave. Then we're gonna try to locate them on the charts as well. So first of all, I need to take some time and draw this. So the Elliott wave, it comprises of two things. One is the impulse wave and the other is correction. So this is an impulse wave. Let me just draw it from here. So the Elliott wave will start always like from an impulse wave. We will call it the wave 1. Write it 1 here. And right after the first impulse wave, it would be followed by a correction wave, also known as the wave 2. This Elliott wave, it's very easy to learn, but it is most hard to master. So you need to take a look at this course very carefully, try to understand. Okay, after the second correction move, there will be a third impulse wave, and we'll name it number 3. Right after the third impulse wave, we will have the fourth corrective wave, and right after the fourth wave, we will have the last impulse wave, number 5. So this is the Elliott wave. This can be spotted on multiple time frames in multiple charts. However, it has some rules that you have to listen. So I'm going to talk about the rules. So the first rule, the basic rule for creating an Elliott wave is that you should always remember that there are 3 impulse wave and 2 corrective waves within a bullish trend Elliott wave. So this is a bullish wave. You can see that it has corrections, impulse wave, correction, impulse wave. So these are the points you enter on the pullbacks, and then you move and you enter on the pullbacks, and then you target for the ending points of these waves. I'm not gonna make it complex. I'm gonna teach you basic things about that because this thing is it is really hard to master. So there's one thing that you need to remember about that, and it is that the fourth move, the fourth wave, this should always be above this point, like wave 1 and 2, its corner. The fourth wave, if this drops below this point, below this level, let's say below this level, if these waves, 4 wave drops below that and then it goes up, that won't be an Elliott wave. That would not comply with the rules of the Elliott wave. So that's the point that you need to keep in the mind while creating Elliott waves. Okay, so every Elliott wave is basically made up of fractals. I'm going to talk about that also, but first I have to talk about then the correction. So when you see the Elliott wave is finished, the bullish trend is finished, it will always be followed by another corrective wave, which is like, we call it ABC correction. We call it A. Since there's a correction, I'm gonna make it red. Then it's B. B wave should not exceed this point, the channel. And then there will be the last corrective wave, the C wave. It could be anywhere, it can go anywhere. But there are some things that I will tell you about that. Okay, then we write the names here, make it easy for you guys. Okay, you have the B here, and then you have the C here. That would be C. So this is a complete Elliott wave, like impulse wave. I'm gonna write it down. Impulse. Make it green. That would be a pulse wave. This one would also be pulse wave, and this one would also be impulse wave. Then correction. So there will be this correction wave, like this one, and then it will be like this one. So every impulse wave would be followed by a correction. However, there is one more thing that I want to add up here, is that if you see the second correction, it is like a little correction. Let's say, for example, the correction is not that big. The correction just happens to be somehow like this little one, just little correction. So always remember, if the two correction after the impulse wave is a shorter one, the for correction it will be a bigger one. It will be large. And similarly is the opposite. If the two correction, it's a big correction, it will be a smaller one. It is what usually happens, but it has no rule. It is not necessary that it has to happen like exactly like that. It has to happen. No, there's no rule basically. So, but this is the thing that mostly occurs. Sometimes you have both of these corrections are the bigger one. Then once the Elliott wave is finished, on the fifth impulse wave, there's always a correction. When the market turns its side or reverses, we get an A wave, we get a B wave. This is the most of the times when people get bullish on this point, but there is nothing to be bullish at that point. You just need to ready. This is just second time to exit the market. Okay, so when I was talking about the fractals, I told you that Elliott waves, they are fractals basically. So what I meant by that means the Elliott wave will always be followed by other waves as well. That means there will be waves within the waves. Now how is that? Let me show you. Just a little complex, little bit complex, but I will try my best to make you understand that. Let me just delete these words for you guys really quick. Okay, so this is the wave 1. For example, this is a daily time frame. This is a big time frame. We're using this time frame. We mostly use bigger time frames for Elliott waves because they occur more there. However, they can be seen on low time frames as well, but they are not reliable at all. So in this one, you will see a little other Elliott wave like this one. Impulse wave, just like this one. This is a bigger one, and then there will be a correction. Then we'll see another impulse wave, then there will be another correction, and then you will see another impulse wave till here. So it is not necessary for this structure to happen within that one. It's not necessary, but it can happen. If this bigger structure is seen, that means Elliott wave is already valid for this one. But you mostly see these little waves as well, which can help you do scalping as well and predict the nature of the moment. And similarly, in here you will see the corrective wave as well. So I'm gonna draw it for you guys. So A, B, and then there will be the correction number C. So you're going to copy that, and similarly, talking about all of that, you will see that there is this whole structure that will be repeating just like this one. You will have a lot of waves like this one. Let me just make it. How do we show that? Alt T. Okay. There you go. So this is the one wave. Where is the Alt T? Sorry. Then you get this again. Then you get this one. You get this one. Oh, sorry. And then you get this one, and that will be followed by corrective wave, just like this one. Okay, let me just fix it, anchor it here, and then you again get this one, you grab this one, you can grab this one, you can grab this one. That has become, this is damaged. Anyways, I will draw it manually. So I just took some time to draw these things. And then talking about this one as well, you will see the downtrend Elliott waves as well, just like the Elliott waves you have seen on the bullish side. They come in very handy actually. These things, they are very good for like bigger trades, I would say. So these will be followed like that one. Okay, there will be another little wave in here and then another wave in there. So that is our complete one Elliott wave. So this whole market would be moving in series of Elliott waves that you can spot, and after C you will see another formation of this whole structure within these. And let me tell you guys, if you want to go more down deeper into this trend, you will see you can, in this market, you can easily go even within these one. What I mean, okay, let me tell you what I mean. So I'm telling you that you will see the Elliott waves within the sub waves as well, like these little waves as well. Told you that's little tricky, easier to learn, but harder to master. So you will see these structures just like this one, and the corrective wave within this correction wave as well, like A, B and C. So this is the Elliott Wave Theory. It comes in very handy and it is very usable. So you can draw this, you can take a whole day to draw waves within the waves and waves within the waves. However, let's try to find a real life example. I remember from the, let's jump to the 1 day time frame. Let me go back to my memory line and try to find an Elliott wave. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show you an example of Elliott wave here, right here. So you can create this wave from the start of this trend. I'm gonna delete this one. You know what? Delete this one as well. Okay, what should the color? We can have a color yellow. We can paint it yellow as well. We can start this from right from somewhere there as well, or let's do it from here as well. That would be your impulse wave. Then this would be your corrective wave that we call number 2, call it 1. It's always in 1 2 3 4 5 ABC. You can just exercise that. 1 2 3 4 5 ABC. This is 2 corrective. Writing correction. 2 correction. And we had this another impulse wave. Say till this place. And then correction back again. And remember what I told you, this correction number 4 should not go below this point, and it did not. So that's a valid Elliott wave. Okay, then we just copy this right here. We're gonna make it different. So this is basically 4 correction. And why does this copy this one? And this is the 3 impulse. Let's simply write it 3 because it's impulse move. And then we have this final wave till the 5th point. Now you might be wondering that why this move is not a wave. Why this is not a move. The first thing is that it is too smaller to be a wave. And the second thing is that I told you that in the lecture that the Elliott wave it moves in correction ABC. So if we think that this one is a 5th wave, then how we draw the ABC? A, B and C. We cannot do that because the B is getting above the A. So this would not be the 5th wave. This would be one which would be a valid 3rd wave. I told you, a little bit complex. Easy to learn, hard to master. But don't worry, you will master it. So I remember the last year when Bitcoin was at this point. I was among those only people who found this wave and who predicted this and who got their asses saved by the market. So thanks to the knowledge that I learned on the way. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the corrective waves. There you go. Right after the 5th impulse completed, you got this A wave, and you got this B, and then there was this C wave right here. There was the C wave. Okay, we can write A. Let's do it capital A. So thanks for Mr. Elliot. Thanks to Mr. Elliot for making this theory and making our lives easier. It would have really been hard if we did not find these Elliott waves. If you're able to find these Elliott waves successfully, that means you have managed to do good, and you can go for things. Okay, now talking about bigger time frames as well. I mean, we can see further Elliott waves as well. If we zoom out a bit, we can try to make like bigger Elliott waves as well. But that would be your task to do that. You have to find the Elliott waves on multiple time frames and then talk about them in the community, post them in the community, and let me know that if you get this thing right or wrong. So that would be it. Lecture 15 piled up for the Elliott Wave Theory. I hope you guys understand. If you still do not understand, please feel free to contact me on Telegram or Facebook, or just comment down below. Thank you so much for being with me. See you in the next video.